Hello, 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 hello. Well, welcome back to Grandma Ray Don't Play, and I'm Rachel. So I hope you're hanging in there, and I hope you all are safe and praying for everybody. So this is an update on the unemployment situation, my situation, and others who have reported to me, good and bad. I'm going to give it all to you, okay? And I want to touch bases also on my primary care doctor and some other facts, okay? So let's get into it, shall we? All right, so to give you an update on what's happening with my unemployment, I received one payment, and that was my stimulus, $600 plus my unemployment portion. And I signed up on May 29th. And so since May 29th, I've received one payment. The other payments I can see on my computer that says pending, okay? But nothing else, no money in no account, nowhere, and that pending remarks have not moved off the computer. So I made several notes on the computer where it says if you want someone to contact you. This time no one contacted me. The first time they did. I give them credit the first time. But this time no one has contacted me. And let me tell you, I am not one easily to discourage or to get depressed about or anything like that. But come on now, you shut the jobs down, so nobody can go to work nowhere. Nobody can get any money any kind of way. So you need to really, whatever they have to do, if they have to work round the clock or whatever they have to do, they need to be able to pay people so people can survive. I'm in Massachusetts, and I seen miles and miles of people at the food pantry on the news last night waiting in line to get food. Obviously, if people could do and could buy the food, they wouldn't be waiting in miles and miles of lines to get food. And these are working people, else the lines would have been like that all along, and even people that are not working are in lines because the food in the grocery store, the prices have jacked up, or you can't find some foods. It's just really, really getting crazy out here. And so I heard from other subscribers, and some said that they haven't gotten their unemployment or stimulus check. I talked to people personally. Some of them haven't gotten anything, okay? And then I talked to others, and they said they're up to date. They got all of their stimulus and unemployment. So I'm going to send a message straight out to unemployment. Please help us, because you're the one that got the power. So please help us. We shouldn't have to beg or plead. For unemployment, it's something that you work for. It's something that you should be able to get when you need it, because that's why it's there. Okay, unemployment, please step up to the plate and help people. Call people back at least. You don't have no reason not to call people back. Please call people back. You can hire some of the people sitting at home to call people back, So if you could do that, we all would be able to get through this crisis better, because it is really, really something else to go through. I have never seen nothing like this here. And shame, 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 shame on anybody that works at unemployment that don't understand this, because it could be you. And I'm not knocking the workers personally, but I'm sure it's the system. But if you work in there and you can do something, please do something to help us all. I appreciate that, okay? And I thank you for writing in and letting me know what's going on with you and what's going on in the world. And I want to say to my YouTube family, feel free to vent to me if you feel you need to vent, because obviously I'm venting to you, and I'm always the one with the positive approach and always lifting everybody else up. So if you see me at this point, you know it has really gotten to a serious point with me. Okay, all right, so let's move on. I got a letter from my insurance company, and they said that my doctor is no longer going to be my primary care doctor. Now, I've been with that primary care doctor forever, and so I called up to find out why. And they told me that due to changes that the hospital made, that she's not going to be a primary care doctor anymore. So to me, this all is probably boiling back to the infection that's going on nationwide, because why in the middle of an epidemic are you changing shifts? You know what I mean? So it has to have something to do with this. Maybe they have to move people around or change things or something to accommodate the situation. So, okay, I have to deal with that. I don't like it, but I can deal with that. But this is where I do have a problem. So I said, okay, so what are my options? So they gave me a list of doctors that I can call and see if these doctors are accepting new patients. So every doctor's office that I called, they said, yeah, we're accepting new patients, but we can't see you as a new patient until we get your medical record. And so I said, oh, okay. So I called to get my medical record from my the hospital that I was originally going with all this time, and they said, oh yeah, you have to sign a consent form and then and send that in, and then once we get that, we can get the records together and send that out. I said, well, how long is that all going to take? Oh, it could take anywhere from a couple of weeks to a month or so, because we're shorthand due to the infection. And so I said, okay. I said, so how does that work? I said, okay, thank you. And so then I called back to the previous doctor that I had been speaking with. Well, I spoke to the receptionist, and I said, well, how does that work if I have to wait till then? What if I need some medicine meanwhile, or what if I need to see the doctor meanwhile? Oh, you'll have to go to urgent care, and you'll have to pay over there. I says, well, what about my insurance? And they said, oh no, you have to pay over there until this gets straightened out. I said, well, this could be 4 weeks, a month. And they said yes. So this whole shutdown is really adding up, So now it is affecting me physically, okay? So I just kept calling to finally, I found a doctor that would give me an over-the-phone appointment. At least I can have a doctor, so if I need something or I'm sick or I could come down with this infection, that I can call and get some guidance, right? Because if you don't have a doctor, what are you going to do during this infectious time? This is all insane. So I want to know from you out there, have you all experienced anything like this? Is it affecting you physically, mentally? Has your treatment changed? What do you do if you feel like you need to go to the hospital? Really, what's going on with that? Could you let us know? Share that with us, please, okay? And then I want to talk about depression. Depression and anxiety. Why don't I deal with anxiety first? Anxiety. You know, I can see how anxiety can set in because, you know, I'm used to going out and now I'm confined pretty much in the house. And so this is the routine. You know, I walk to the kitchen, I may cook something, I then go and sit down, then I'll go clean something, and then you sit back down, and then you go and clean some more, then you sit back down. You take a walk in the house, it's not far to walk to, you sit back down. Then you get tired of that, you lay down. It's just a cycle that I'm not used to. I'm not really used to that. I don't take naps or nothing like that. And so this has really changed me. And mentally, all you think about round the clock is your finances. How you're going to pay this, how you're going to pay that. When is unemployment going to kick in with the money? Everything. It's just insane. And even if you don't work, because I don't want to leave nobody out, because this has affected all of us. Let's say if you're on a regular monthly income, you're still worrying about money, because now you don't know if a crisis come up, if that's going to cost you double, or if you're going to have the means like you normally do to handle it, because everything is up. The depression is up. Everybody you talk to, this is the only conversation going on, is the infection that's going on nationwide. There is just no end to the depression, the anxiety. So, you know, this is a real problem. A real problem. And if you don't already have a doctor that's treating you for anxiety or depression, don't think you're going to go get one now that specializes in that. You're not. Okay, that's going to have to just wait, or maybe your doctor that you have can treat you, and if he can't, that's just going to have to wait. You're going to have to do the best you can to solve your own problem. This is major, guys, major. Okay, so now I want to talk about depression. Depression. There are people who have mortgages, and now the bank said, this was on the news, that 40% of homeowners have filed for forbearance. In case you don't know what forbearance is, it's like a delay of your payment. You pay it later. That's what forbearance is. So they have filed for forbearance, and so as a result, the bank gets mad. Okay, the ones who's making all the money from writing all the loans and stuff from the government, they got mad and they said, oh, okay, so now we're gonna change the policy. So now if you want to buy a house, the down payment is more. 1 second. Sorry about that. Someone was at the door. So, yeah, so the banks is going to make it harder now that you have to have 20% down and your credit score has to be higher. Really? Is that right? I mean, come on, that's not nice. Really nice, not nice. So, you know, we all got to think about all of these things when we run to these banks and run out these credit cards and all of that, you know, and see how they do us when the chips is down. You know, there are some families, they don't own just one house. They own a couple of houses. They may own a primary resident, and they may own a summer house, or they may be taking care of their house and their parents' house. You know, and everybody's got car notes and school expenses. Some of their kids are in college, you know. So if they raise the credit score and make it harder for you to get put down on a house, you can rest assured you can't refinance without some consequences of that. So it's just the future is looking dimmer and dimmer and dimmer and dimmer, and we need the testing we need the testing done ASAP, so that we can get out of this hole, so that we can go to work and make our own money, you know, so that we can survive, because this is really, really brutal, and we need some help with this situation. Okay. I'm going to ask that everyone try to give some of this over to God. I tried to give my unemployment over to God today, and I did. And that's all I can do is, I can, yes, still be proactive, but don't let it worry you to the point where it takes you into depression. Don't let it worry you to the point where you can't sleep or you can't eat. It's really, really taking a toll, and we have got to stay strong. I'm going to give myself some advice to stay strong, because if I stay strong, I can get through this. If it takes me down, then how can I say anything to anyone else? So I'm going to pray for you, and you pray for me, and we're going to get through this all. And I hope and pray that it's over soon. So please continue to give me your comments, your concerns. Oh, let's talk about the $2,000 that they're proposing. That would be awesome. And the reason why that would be awesome is because we have went through the fire with this one. And, you know, not money doesn't change everything, but it could definitely help, you know, for all the worrying and the concerns and the lack of money. It would help mend some of this. It would just help. So I hope they really do pull through with that. I hope the other 54% of the people who did not get their stimulus check get their stimulus check. I don't know why it's taking so long for them to get theirs, but if they said the computer system is old. Okay, well, you know what? You could have maybe figured out how to fix the computer system over 50 years ago. This was put in 50, and all the taxes that they take from us, you mean to tell me in 50 years they couldn't see that they needed a new system? Oh, please stop the madness. And maybe they can take some of this money and get a new computer system right now, because if they're talking about a second stimulus package that can help us at $2,000 a month, well, surely you need a new computer system. So please, please, okay? And in addition to all of this, okay, we still are supposed to just sit back and say nothing, do nothing. People, I hope you all remember all of these things that's going on, who the players were, who the players who really is at fault here, who could have helped us more when voting time come, okay? So, you know, I never tell no one who to vote for, because I don't have a right to do that, because I don't want no one to tell me who to vote for. But I am saying that we now have to show our feelings when it comes time to vote, so that we can get the right people in there. So when we have a crisis like this, they have the American people's back. Okay? Okay, so that's what I wanted to say about all of that. We're going to pray that the $2,000 stimulus check come through. We're going to pray that you don't go into a deep depression. We're going to pray that unemployment releases everybody's payment, including mine. We're going to pray that the banks don't trash your credit score because they're now mad that you did a forbearance. We're going to pray that we have no medical concerns and have to go to the hospital unexpectedly because you may or may not be able to get in. We're just going to pray on all of that stuff, okay? Okay, that is the word of the day, all of it, okay? Thank you for hanging around. Give it a thumbs up if you like it, okay? Share the video. Check out my links below. I have a GoFundMe and a Patreon at the bottom of the screen. And if you would like to support me in any way, that would be wonderful. So until next time, Grandma Ray loves you, and I'm praying for everybody, and you do the same for me. Bye-bye.